Approximately 2.5 years later in the timeline, Shikamaru faced another defining moment on his journey to be Hokage with the death of his mentor Asuma Saratobi at the hands of the Akatsuki member Hidan. Unlike his previous response to loss, where Tamari and his father they had to walk him back onto the path of being a shinobi, Shikamaru chose to forego Asuma's funeral, opting instead for a solitary contemplation. This decision signifies a maturation in his coping mechanisms. He no longer sought external validation or guidance, but he turned inward to process his grief and come up with a strategy for his response. In the manga, this introspective period is marked by several symbolic actions. Shikamaru smoking Asuma's cigarettes, allowing the rain to mask his tears as he watched Asuma die, and his continued smoking of Asuma's cigarettes through the grieving process for the entire 6 days after Asuma's death and the eventual rematch with Hidan and Kakuzu. He did the same thing. It was a way of both calming his nerves by smoking, but also keeping his mentor close to him, and we would see the payoff to this when Shikamaru would smoke one last cigarette when fighting Hidan, and as he was preparing to kill him, Asuma's ghost would form out the cigarette smoke as if to tell Shikamaru from beyond the grave that he was proud of him and that he no longer had to carry the burden anymore. It would be a giant payoff when you see him use that very cigarette that produced Asuma's ghost in the form of smoke and use that to kill Hidan, the man who murdered his mentor.